following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Good morning, Macomb. I'm Bailey Brinson.
And I'm Nick Garrett. Coming up on today's show, we'll talk to two local groups who are fundraising to help people in need. We'll talk to the executive director of Genesis Garden and the organizers of Dance Marathon Ahead.
And Molly Naslin will have a look at our weekend weather a little later. But first, who let the dogs out?
Oh, that was WIU last night. The final round of Rocky on Parade has now been unveiled. The university showed off 27 new Bulldog statues at the Town and Gown. Each Rocky was commissioned by a sponsor who donated $1,500 or $3,000. There were 24 life-size big dog Rockies and 3 larger-than-life alpha dogs commissioned this year. WIU President Jack Thomas says he couldn't pick a favorite dog.
I think all of them, once I look at them, they all are very nice and well done, and they all become our favorites.
But we have a favorite. The Department of Broadcasting and Journalism have our very own Rocky. Check him out. He's wearing a WIU alumni sweater. You can see the BC and J letters and the #1 painted on his back. Perfect for graduation photos. I mean, he's a great looking dog. And we aren't the only winners last night. We met a young artist who designed one of the dogs. Addison Lawson won the kids coloring contest and was awarded a Rocky to design.
Drew a picture about how I felt. It was just a stick person with hair, and it was like...
All excited?
Yes.
9-year-old Addison goes to St. Paul Elementary here in Macomb. She designed the Rocky you see here. She says she just drew the picture all the time, and it was the first thing that popped into her head. That's so cute.
Oh, that's awesome. This is a great dog. But in more local news, there's a great need for blood donations, especially after the hurricanes that have affected Texas, Florida, and other southern states.
Macomb's Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center is taking blood and blood platelet donations to support those in need. Manager of the Regional Blood Center, Robin Mowen, says it's very important for people to donate blood because hospitals may be very low on blood donations.
Employees of the Blood Center are asking people to donate and support those affected by the hurricane.
Are you taking enough or any movement breaks during the day?
No matter how much you exercise, sitting for long periods of time isn't good for your health.
I have more in today's Health Minute.
The American Heart Association encourages everyone to sit less and move more, but that recommendation might be too simplistic. A new study published in Annals of Internal Medicine points to a relationship between how much you sit and your risk of an early death. Researchers use hip-mounted accelerometers to measure sedentary time for nearly 8,000 adults over 45. During the 4-year study, the team examined the difference between participants' total daily sitting time and their bout duration, or how long they sat in one sitting. Their findings suggest individuals who move around every half hour have a 55% lower risk of death than those who don't. But individuals who sat more than 13 hours a day had a 200% greater risk of death than those who sat fewer than 11 hours a day. Researchers say the underlying health impacts of a sedentary lifestyle are unclear, but moving around is key to good health. If you find yourself sitting for more than 30 minutes at a time, take 5 minutes for a movement break and stretch your legs.
3 Gainesville police officers are breaking the internet with one selfie. On Sunday, the police department posted this photo on Facebook with the caption, "Officers Norman, Hamel, and Renegrin, part of the night crew getting ready to do some work." The post got more than 500,000 likes and 300,000 shares. The comment section was even crazier, causing the Gainesville police to tweet, "Please do not call 911 and request this group to respond to your incident."
The force confirmed on Facebook that a calendar is in the works. All proceeds will go to Hurricane Irma relief efforts. By the way, Officer Redgering on the far right is single. The other 2 are happily married. Now, in Macomb Area Chamber of Commerce and Downtown Development is wrapping up a new event called Macomb Fashion Week today. Macomb residents are getting a chance to view that trends The trends are popular for fall season. NEWS3 visited Nostalgia on the Downtown Square. This was one of the businesses featured in the event along with 9 other stores. Macomb Area Chamber of Commerce President Kathy Waters said because of the success this week, she is looking forward to bring it back next year. But now, back at Western, the Leathernecks have an early bye week, but Coach Charlie Fisher sees advantages of having some time off this week for week 3 of the season.
You'd rather see it a little bit later, but sometimes you can't dictate that. Schedule gives you what you get. And this kind of probably comes at a good time to help us, number 1, recover, number 2, get ready for a really tough option offense, which is totally different than anything you see.
The option offense of Coastal Carolina waits for WIU on September 23rd in Conway, South Carolina.
Coming up next on Good Morning Macomb, we'll talk to an organization working to eliminate poverty in our community.
And I'll sit down with the organizers of Dance Marathon later in the show. Stay tuned.
I think just working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up on the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Garrett Covington chose Western Illinois University because of the law enforcement program and the chance to be a Leatherneck.
Western has one of the best law enforcement programs in the nation, and I get to play the game I love. Whether I go pro or I go to law school, because of Western, I would take my success to another level. I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
Think purple, think success. Think Western Illinois University.
Now from Macomb in high definition. Good Morning Macomb continues.
Welcome back. A local organization is continuing to fundraise for the community's only homeless shelter. One of those fundraisers happens tomorrow. Joining me is Candace Whitman. She's the executive director of Genesis Garden. Candace, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks so much for having me.
No problem. So I wanted to start off just by asking you a few questions. How much work is left on the homeless shelter? We'll start off with that.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, quite a bit is still left as far as the inside goes. All the outside work is done, but we still have all of the plumbing, all the electrical, and all the HVAC. And then once that's done, we have to do flooring and walls and utilities.
All right. And that's, do you know when that's estimated to be finished by?
I wish I had a time to give you, but unfortunately, it's just a matter of how quickly we can raise the money. And so our focus right now is really just trying to raise the money to finish the renovations. And so once that happens, I'll probably have a better idea of the timeline.
All right. And then going into a little bit more specifics on Genesis Garden, what are you guys doing to help the homeless population in the area? I know there is a rather large homeless population in the area, which causes need for a homeless shelter like this. So what are you guys doing as an organization?
Yeah, we do get a couple of calls a week from families looking for shelter. So we are focused on helping families stay together, and that's why this shelter is so important. Is because it'll be a place so that families as a whole can stay together rather than splitting them up. But beyond that, we do things like the summer feeding program, and we also are going to be focusing on providing services like counseling and case management to help people get access to employment, job skill kind of stuff, access to health care, that kind of stuff.
And is that something that, for families that come into the homeless shelter, that's something that you will provide for them, is all of that sort of help that they can get?
Yes.
Okay, very cool. How can people get involved with Genesis Garden?
So right now, our what we need the most, other than donations, of course, is help with finishing the renovation. So we could always use electricians and plumbers and people who are familiar with and experienced in working in those areas. That would be really helpful. Beyond that, we have, for people who aren't experienced in those areas, we have things like just help in other ways. That physical labor is going to be necessary for sure once we get going with doing those things.
Do you have any specific dates that people can come out to the shelter and help, or any events you have at the shelter for people to come out and help?
Not at this time, but you can always go to our website, which is www.genesis-garden.org, and we'll have information up there. And you can also sign up for our newsletter, and so that will give you access to when we do have those dates available.
All right. And then getting into why you're here today, tell me a little bit more about tomorrow's event.
So I'm really excited about it. It's a photo scavenger hunt, and so it's a twist on the traditional kind of scavenger hunt, but instead of collecting items, we'll be collecting pictures. And so each team is given clues, and they have to solve those clues in order to figure out what pictures they're supposed to be taking. So they'll be going around mostly the downtown area and collecting pictures. And then the top 3 teams will receive prizes from local businesses that donated gift cards or items. And we have some really exciting things to give away. So I'm really excited about it. It's tomorrow morning. Registration, for anybody who didn't pre-register, registration starts at 10 a.m. The event kicks off at 10:30. And we will, at 12 p.m., we'll have live music and food available, and just some fun things to do, and then the awards are given at 12:30.
All right, well, thank you so much for being here with us today, and this event seems like it's going to be a really good and fun event for you guys, and hopefully you'll have nice turnouts.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Coming up after the break, News 3's Molly Naslin has a look at the weekend forecast. You're watching Good Morning Macomb.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
I think what I love most about News 3 is that we're really provided with a real-world experience. We're able to get hands-on work in news, and it's very similar to what you would find in a real newsroom, but everyone around here is really good about pushing you to be your best. News 3 has really taught me to believe in myself, and that if you work hard, you can achieve anything you want. News can sometimes be really tricky, and you have a lot of roadblocks. All of us hold each other to really high standards, and I think that really shows in our newscasts.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
morning, Macomb, and welcome back. We're looking at temperatures sitting around 66 degrees right now. Beautifully sunny skies outside and very cool. Now, we're seeing a dew point kind of close to what our regular temperature is at 60 degrees, which means that we can see some dew out on the grass this morning. Very humid skies out with 84% humidity and winds out of the southeast at 4 miles per hour. Taking a look at our weather tracker, as you can see, there's not very many clouds in our area, so we're expecting to see some very sunny skies today and a lot of blue sky out there today. Taking a look at our almanac for here in Macomb, we're going to be seeing highs topping out at about 89 degrees today with lows bottoming out at about 62. Now, the average for the month of September is about 78 for a high and 54 for a low. But back in 1939, the high topped out at 100 degrees, so very, very warm. Then in 1904, the low bottomed out at 35 degrees. Taking a quick look at Hurricane Jose, who is actually down at a tropical storm as of 5 a.m. this morning, he will be skirting his way up along the East Coast, and though he is not expected to make any landfall, the East Coast is expected to see some high winds and maybe some high waves because of that as well. Taking a look at our temperatures right now, again, we are seeing temperatures right now in Macomb at about 66 degrees, 67 down in Beardstown, and 71 over in Quincy. Taking a look at tonight, we're going to see our lows drop out at 58 degrees here in Macomb, 66 over in Keokuk, and 66 in Burlington. Tomorrow, we're going to see our highs up in the upper 80s at 88 degrees here in Macomb, 88 in Keokuk, and 89 in Quincy, so very warm out. Tomorrow night, we're not looking at lows getting very cold. We're going to stay in the upper 60s for most of the area, with Macomb being at 62 degrees, Beardstown at 63, and Keokuk at 67. Taking a look at tonight, beautiful skies out tonight. You go out in the country, you could probably see a lot of stars and the moon later on tonight, with lows again dropping out at 62 degrees, with winds out of the southeast at 4 miles per hour. So gentle breeze, not too cold, maybe bring a light jacket. Looking ahead at tomorrow, highs topping out at 88 degrees, extremely sunny, perfect day to go out for a picnic or something like that at lunch, with winds out of the south at 10 miles per hour. And taking a look at your 5-day forecast, there is some rain scheduled in the forecast, but that's not until later on next week. So tomorrow we'll be seeing highs again in 88 degrees, plenty of sunshine. And then on Sunday, we're going to see those clouds roll in, and we're going to be seeing a lot more rain coming into the forecast. Then on Monday and Tuesday, we're going to see highs at 81 and 84 with thunderstorms for most of the day, both days. Then on Wednesday, those showers will move out of our area, and we'll see some cloudy skies with highs at 83 degrees.
All right, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for fall.
Oh, I think so. I was expecting colder temperatures, but now we're getting heat and rain.
Oh, definitely. It's almost like summer doesn't want to get out of here.
It needs to leave.
Yeah.
It needs to leave.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you very much, Molly. Coming up on Good Morning Macomb, I'll sit down with a group raising money for Children's Miracle Network. Ways you can help ahead.
We taught him how to hit a baseball. How to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
My favorite thing about NEWS3 is you're constantly working with someone. If you're not going to work with someone, then your show's not going to go right. NEWS3 has really got me ready and prepared for the outside world. Traveling to do a tornado story, or if that even means traveling to Iowa to cover third graders, I get to work with some fantastic people. It wouldn't be the show that it was today without the production crew, without our anchors, without our talent. It's really a team effort, and I'm beyond blessed to be able to be here.
The 5th annual Dance Marathon takes place in February. Although the event seems like a big party, it's actually a lot of hard work behind the scenes. Joining me this morning are 2 members of the Dance Marathon Committee. They're here to speak about the activities leading up to the main event next year. Mark Latinen and Kelsey Marlowe, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. So this year, what's your main event going on with the dance? What's the big theme and everything for this year?
Well, so this year, sort of similar, you know the movie Miracles on 49th Street, I believe it is?
Yeah.
So we're trying to do this whole thing where it's Miracles on Murray Street because we have it in the Union in the Grand Ballroom. Oh. We're going to try to raise $150,000 straight for the Children's Miracle Network.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kelsey's pretty involved in a lot of the events that we have leading up to it.
Yeah, it's also our 5-year anniversary, so we're trying to make a big deal about that. Like Mark said, we have a bunch of mini events leading up to it. That way it's not just a spring event. You can get involved all throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to say, within the 5 years, you guys have grown quite a bit each time, right? Raising a pretty decent amount in between each year, right?
Last year we raised just over $100,000, so it's kind of a big increase, but we're confident that we can do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm sure you guys can do it.
Absolutely.
And then what's the theme for this year? Was the Miracle?
Yeah, so like our theme, we're trying to keep it on with like the Miracle on Murray Street. We're trying to continue to just like give back that great feeling that you can get when you see that number flip, like when you see the effect that the children have there, just seeing their energy and stuff, you can really see like just the personal touch you can have on the people.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's a fundraiser have for you personally?
Like, what does it mean to me?
Yes.
Okay. For me, like why I like being involved with it so much is to me it's giving children and families that are in the hospitals like hope. You're giving them hope to get better, hope for more birthdays, hope for better days than what they're experiencing right now.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, how can people sign up for the 5K this coming up?
We have a page on Facebook that you can go to, and the link's set right there. I don't have the link memorized, but I know the link to register. It's at tinyurl.com/WIUDM18.
All right, that's wonderful. And any other events? Because I know you guys had a lot last year, so kind of in the same.
So coming up in middle of October, we're going to have like a night at McDonald's. So 15% of the proceeds will be able to come back to us between 5 and 7. I believe it's the 12th, right?
Yep, it's the McDonald's on West Jackson. It's from 5 to 7, and all you have to do is show a little flyer, and the event's on October 12th.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. Now, is that the only way they can donate? Can they go through the Facebook page, McDonald's, anything like that?
Yep.
What about time? Can they contribute time, volunteer maybe, or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to need volunteers during the event. We always are looking for volunteers. We have the 5K coming up that people are more than welcome to come and volunteer at. And then we also have a pancake dinner at the American Legion coming up on November 2nd.
Oh, that's good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's always a fun time at that one.
I know, you guys probably like to eat as much and everything. Yeah, enjoy it. Now, is there anything that you guys have done that you particularly like to see come back or anything like that? I mean,
we've never done the McDonald's fundraiser before, but this is our 2nd year doing the 5K and like our 3rd or 4th year doing the pancake dinner. That's always seems to be really successful. It's awesome to see how well the community and the school support us.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you very much, guys. I look forward to all the continued events and success for you guys.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. Well, stay with us. We'll have one last look at the weather and more after the break.
Western Illinois University would invest in her.
My classes, friends, teachers, and activities have had a tremendous impact on my time here.
Hillary's passion for learning and helping others will lead her down a successful path.
Whether I choose graduate school or missionary work, I'll serve to the best of my ability because I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
Think purple, think success. Think Western Illinois University.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I'd have to say it was just the fact that you can get involved right away. You walk in the door and you can learn all the equipment, and I've been able to anchor, I've been able to be a DJ on our student-run radio station here. I've been able to work any of the camera equipment and the audio equipment. The fact that you can get involved right away. Everybody's really friendly, they welcome you right when you walk in the door, and you report the news, but you can also have fun stories and hard news stories and conflicting stories, but yet you just get such a real-life experience here at News 3.
The Macomb High School football team earned its first victory in the Tony Weston era a week ago, 34-7 over Blue Ridge.
News 3 Sports Director Danny Fry caught up with Coach Western after win number 1 on the season.
The Bombers are ready to build on the success of their first win.
You get that new win of a new era, it kind of lets a valve out a little bit. So, you know, it was important. It was important to put one in that column, and we really felt like we left one on the table in week 1. So, so to get that in week 3 lets us put our focuses in other directions.
The Mount Zion Braves come to town on Friday, outnumbering the Bombers when it comes to program size.
Where we have small numbers, we've got kids that are going to play, and we've got some kids with a little attitude, and like you talked about, they tasted success. So we anticipate that they're going to fire off the ball, they're going to set a tone with some physicality, and we're going to play downhill, and we're going to put on a show for our shorter fans, right?
For News 3, I'm Danny Fry.
Now, I believe that with Coach Weston, I think they're going to continue to grow each year. They continue to get better, and I mean, he's a new coach, and I think only from here he's just going to continue to develop.
Definitely.
Some players. Because even the local, football players come here to Western, so I think it kind of promotes Bomber football a little bit.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
That's great. Well, the Bombers play host to Mount Zion tonight at 7 p.m.
And in more local news, art took center stage in downtown Macomb last weekend. Local Macomb artists came out to sell their creative works in Chandler Park. Items ranged from jewelry, handmade pottery, and photography to organic foods.
Young artists participated by creating chalk art on nearby sidewalks. Their art featured stylish murals and popular cartoon characters. The weather was perfect for outdoor events. Now, if I have to admit, I don't think I could compete with some of these kids with the sidewalk chalk art. That's impressive.
Look at that.
Look at that. Winnie the Pooh? I don't think I could draw a stick figure that well.
No, my stick figures are really, really bad, and usually they have 3 legs. They end up with 3 legs. Yeah,
that's like mutants. That's crazy.
Oh, it's great. But yeah, no, there's very, very impressive artwork done by these kids.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right. But now, we're moving to weather.
It's looking pretty good for this weekend, everybody. Highs again in 88 degrees tomorrow on Saturday, lots of sunshine. Now, then on Sunday, we're going to be seeing some more clouds moving in with sunshine in the morning and then thunderstorms late in the evening. Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be seeing thunderstorms for most of the day, but highs are still in the lower 80s. Then for Wednesday, we're going to have those clouds move in, the rain move out.
So we're actually going to need rain jackets coming up.
Yeah, we're actually going to need some raincoats coming up.
So I can break out my rain boots, is what you're saying?
Oh, definitely. Break out those rain boots, raincoats, even umbrellas.
Oh, I'm a huge advocate of rain and fall, and I'm ready for fall, like I've said a billion times.
I'm definitely ready for fall, too, and I'm ready for that rain to come in, too.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. Cold weather. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll see you on Tuesday for Live at 4.
Well, until then, you can follow us on Facebook or find us on Twitter. Just search News 3 WIU.
From all of us at News 3, have a good morning, Macomb.